The emails which I've shared with all USTC students to other campuses as well, they would be able to receive such emails as well. But many times we need to arrange meetings on campus, not online, but offline. So I guess if you can join the meetings, there would be no question. But for further information, you can ask teacher Eva. She would be able to confirm you about that. Okay. Anyway, thank you. You are a very good person. Is there any other question from anyone? So please. Yeah, welcome. Okay. Still there is one question.
Hello.
Yes.
First of all, I would like to thank you for general. I am the very first international student in my lab. So from Science Island, Half Institute of Physical Sciences, and my lab mates are Chinese. So I just want to ask you about some tips. What are the key factors you believe to contribute to a successful and a productive lab environment along with a language barrier without using translator? And are there any specific methods you have found particularly useful for it? Because I have changed my domain. My domain is totally changed from theoretical to experimental physics. So I will be needing continuous help from my lab mates in order to proceed in a well and better way for my research. So this is my question.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm taking your time, but I need some tips.
I told you I'm free to answer your question. It's okay.
Thank you.
It's the same case with me. When I started my PhD, I was the first international student in our lab as well. And even my professor was recruiting the first PhD students. So, however, the language barrier was not a big barrier for me. But you said your Chinese is not good, right?
Yeah,
so,
I know Chinese.
you would find in one of your lab mates whose English is very good. Or maybe you can communicate in terms, like once you need, you can ask someone for help. The next time you ask another person for help. Very cooperative.
Yeah, I see.
Although collectively, other professors in USTC are very cooperative, but especially I have heard from Science Island, they are very extremely cooperative. But the main thing is that because we are students, you understand, what we want is we want to do up to our dreams.
Yeah.
We want completely free access to anything, any resource inside lab, either in the theoretical or experimental background. And we want to work the way what we want. But this way is not right.
Yeah.
You understand? Because we are human beings. And we need to think. What we do not know, we need to discuss with others. Otherwise, I think there will be, if we are just working blindly, just will be working like the animals. So, what is important is that your checkup. You understand? For this, to reduce the communication gap, I think the best thing is that you would have good communication with all them, good terms and conditions with them. There's nothing to anything personal. You understand? Because during the experimental things, even in my life, during my PhD, I have seen many of my lab mates. They, although took many things personally classified to international students. Okay, and my many lab mates, also my juniors, they were very aggressive on that. But I said, because we should understand the situation, because their results are not turning right. Okay, when their results are not turning right, for example, even if my results are not turning right, okay, and you are my lab mate, I will never accept my failure. That there's a problem with me. I will always try to blame you. You understand? So this is the main thing. So under these conditions, instead of just blaming others, I would suggest to be patient. You understand? And find faults in you. Start to try to communicate in Chinese with you, especially with your professor. Even if you can speak 2 or 3 sentences with him, he will be or she will be very happy that at least you are learning Chinese as well. Just like if Miss Eva start to learn Urdu and talks to me in Urdu 2 or 3 sentences, I will be very happy as well. So, is there any other question?
Right, thanks.
Thank you, thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for your such a nice and motivational speak.
Thank you.
My question is, most of the students have questioned that how they can publish a number of papers. But my question is, what should be our focus? Quantity of research articles or quality of research articles? And the second question is that if we want to work in collaboration with other students from other universities or from other countries, what will be the worth of the second author? Is it okay to work as a second author rather than do nothing, or we should be work as a first author?
It's a very good question. I guess the part of questions have been addressed already. If you ask about the collaboration, what's the worth of collaboration,
Yes.
or the co-authorships. Co-authorships definitely matter in your future. But as far as your graduation is concerned, I think for master degree it might work, but for PhD degree it will not work at all. So this is, and the other thing is that you want to publish in the papers with quality or quantity, definitely in every part of the world, and quantity does not matter. What matters is only quality. But if you can publish
and ask them about the latest guideline for minimal graduation requirements, right? For example, life sciences have a requirement that if you have a paper, go first author or first author. Above 10 impact factor, 2 students can graduate. But if you have a paper which is among the list, there are 2 lists for each school. There are always 2 lists of journals. One, the top tier journals, department is written over there. On that, 2 students can graduate. And there is a second list on which you must be a first author. So, in a very simplified terms, we used to call it extremely good journals and not so good journals, but acceptable journals. So just go to the graduate school, that's your most appropriate focal point, not the ISO, the graduate school and your school secretary. And remember, if they don't reply you, don't worry. Take the step. Always CC your supervisor in your emails while corresponding to them. Always CC your supervisor, they will reply within 2 or 3 hours, right? And activity, nobody knows them, right? And there are people with only 60 publications. I know some people will be here from chemistry. Yeah. Woodward synthesis must be known by people. Woodward had only less than 100 publications, but there is always a text in the textbooks before Woodward and after Woodward. So just concentrate on the quality. When Paul Nurse was doing his postdoc at University of Bern with Buddha, he authored 10 papers doing postdoc at University of Bern. But
I observed during my stay here is that you ought to learn Chinese language. You have to learn up to certain level. You have to do good in your courses. Do not plagiarize. Do not cheat in the assignments. Try to be as honest as you can, and it will definitely help you while you stay over here. And it will also help you even more to get adapted to the USTC and Chinese culture and your life over here. So this is the last.